Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome to the channel. I am Stylosa and I'm about to magically appear over my face because this is current Stylosa. Hello, hello, hello. So, that's just so it's not confusing to watch me talk but not talk, but hello. So, what we're going to do in this video is talk about the new PvP mode, and we're going to kind of review this mode, and we're going to ask why the hell, Blizzard, wasn't this in the game before now, and why is this locked behind Overwatch 2, which it appears to be because you need to, the Overwatch 2 will come out and then this will show up when this looks to be kind of ready to play, and it would be really nice to have another competitive mode in the game that isn't 1v1 or 3v3. That's actually a core competitive mode which goes into the proper competitive mode and is played at Overwatch League level. Okay, let's get stuck into the push mode and break this down, review it, and take a look at it, because I'm going to show you guys two games here. The first game outlines a major worry I have with this mode, and that is if the team is not balanced. And by balanced, I mean, yes, okay, people have a similar SR level and whatnot, but also an actual team comp that works. This mode, you will win very, very fast. Now, in this game, you can see I've got Seagull on my team. On the enemy team is Fran and XQC. So you'd think, okay, there's a bit of balance there, but of course, Overwatch is a 6v6 game. If you've got players that are, maybe not played the game or are very new to the game, which you generally do get at BlizzCon, especially at the demo stations, it can be a bit of a really fast game. So let's just go through what happens here, and in the next match we'll try and break down the mode in a little bit more detail. But I really enjoy this mode. I think this is going to be, there's going to be a lot of moments where you almost lose and then you pull victory back from the jaws of defeat. So first things first, look at the UI in the middle of the screen. At the top, you've got the bot and then you've got both payloads. Now, I'm going to call these payloads, they're crates, whatever you want to call them. That's your team's payload. You fight over the bot. The bot will then move forward when you gain control of it. So think of the bot like a control point that you unlock. He will then walk forward, as he has now for us, and he has grabbed our payload and he's pushing it forward. Now, if we lose a fight and the enemy team gain control of the bot because they've killed all of us, and when the bot is being contested, he won't move as well. They will then get control of the bot. What the bot will do is turn around. He will leave our payload where it is and will walk directly towards their payload. He will walk faster than he does when he's pushing a payload. But the critical thing here is he leaves our payload where it was. So the furthest distance your payload has been pushed is always the distance it will be at. The enemy team cannot have your payload pushed back, right? So you've always got that chance that the enemy team, could push you or theirs further forward, but then you can gain control of the bot. The bot will quickly walk back to your payload and start pushing it again. That's the crucial thing. Now, another thing with this UI, you'll notice there are dots, and we're about to get to the second checkpoint. What that will do is change our spawn room location. So our forward spawn will now be open. But if the enemy team manage to push theirs forward, then theirs will change. It will kind of bounce between the spawn locations, which is really cool because it means that obviously you don't have to run the length of the map to get back. It's a nice kind of bit of design of the game mode. Now, this game mode isn't entirely unique. There are other games which do similar modes to this, but this is the Overwatch version, and hey, I'm cool with that. My issue with this is, why is it taking so long for Blizzard to give us another core game mode? If this is pretty much, I want to say ready to go right now, why can't we play this in Overwatch? I would have liked to have seen with the announcements at BlizzCon that this mode is now playable right away. It's playable today, guys. Get stuck into it. Because they've got the map, but then maybe they're still working on the other maps. This will release with, I think, 4 maps. Toronto, and then there's a couple of other maps that they've shown off. So they obviously want to have additional maps, not just one map that the mode plays on, which is fine. But I would still like to see this sort of in the game. Anyway, and that's the biggest complaint I've got with this right now. So this gameplay clip is a very fast game. I think we're pretty much approaching 4 minutes, maybe 4.5 minutes of gameplay footage here, and we're right at the enemy spawn and we're about to win the mode. That's the danger with this mode. Let's take a look at this gameplay clip. This is a much better gameplay clip. So the game starts out and we get control of the bot. The bot walks forward rapidly, reaches our payload, then starts pushing it. The fights take place in this mode all around the bot. You have to control the bot. You're not fighting on your payload. You fight around the bot, because who has control of the bot will win the mode, because the bot is the win condition. Now, this means that the control point is moving around the map, which is really cool. It's sort of like a payload, but not really, because the enemy team need to get the bot to then move it to the payload, just like you need to get the bot and move it to your payload. So it's really cool. It's a dual payload map with a very unique entity that can move the payload, but you have to control that unique entity, which is the TW01 1, I think the bot is called, probably just stands for tug of war bot. You have to control that. But this means the maps can be really cool. So this map is symmetrical. All maps for this mode, I believe, are going to be symmetrical. So they're the same on each side. This is for balance reasons. But look where I am here with Winston. I'm on some like crazy flank around the side. There are loads of flank positions and opportunities on this type, on this map type, especially on Toronto and on this game type, I presume, just because you can't, they're sort of getting away from the always hitting at the front, which could be a problem with hybrid maps, could be a problem with payload maps originally, where you're just coming straight into each other. But then that gives you the setup phase, doesn't it? It's like, there's the enemy team, now we're going to hit them head on. I think of King's Row, there are certain places you can kind of flank, but think of the final point of King's Row, it's just head on, right? You're just hitting against each other. This is a little bit different, although the final point, you could argue, is still kind of the same. Now, there was a couple of people who were worried about this game mode that I spoke to. What happens if the enemy team just really sort of hunker down and don't let you push the payload all the way to the end? Well, the way the game mode gets around this, and by the way, the UI is incredible. This UI is much better. Look at that Mercy healing beam. And the Zen UI is really good on this mode. Where your ultimate timer is, you have Zen's Harmony Orb and Discord Orb, and it's so cool. You can see who you've attached them to. It shows you the player portrait. It's really, really cool. And obviously, the player with the Harmony Orb on has that little UI prompt that you just see for Mercy healing me above their head. So it's really cool. See, Mercy's damage boosting me now. Now she's healing. It's so cool. That is really cool. And you can see that much clearer than when the screen is, you're getting the full healing effect, or at least I feel anyway. So yeah, there's a lot of flanking opportunities on this map. There's a lot of varied positions where fights take place. So if you're thinking like, okay, we're just going to push our payload, let's say 60 meters, and then all we're going to do is just set up a defensive position, let's say 40 meters in, to stop the enemy team from pushing. You could try and do that, but the way the map's designed, it looks like there's probably going to be a way around that. So if you're Picarissa and you just sit in a corner with a Bastion and like, come on then guys, you're never going to be able to push past us, and wait for the enemy team to get control of the bot and wait for them to push their payload, then just sort of choke them out. As soon as you win the fight, this is the key thing, the bot will start running in your direction. So you have to go with the bot. You literally cannot camp on this map. The only place you could possibly camp is right outside your spawn. But I'm telling you guys, if you're camping outside your spawn, you're probably going to lose the game because the enemy team are just pushing the bot. And yeah, I just don't think you can camp on this mode, which is a big bonus. So at the moment right now, there's been quite a few fights here, haven't there, in this game? This hasn't been a total whitewash. It's a bit back and forth. I'm trying to get back to the point. I think Siegel playing Hammond, yeah, and I'm playing a bit of Winston. Just sort of messing around, trying to be an idiot. I think Trace is trying to kill me. Yeah, now Coalescence is coming. It's time to run away. We don't want to die to Coalescence. But like, even where I am right now, there's high ground directly above me. So you could get up there. I played Doomfist, and Doomfist was actually kind of cool on this map because there's loads of places you can be where the enemy team don't expect you to be. Hanzo's great as well because you can just pop out. Widow seemed fairly decent on this map. Just from initially playing it. But it seemed like the only criticism I've got for this game mode is why can't I play it now? Now, the announcements at BlizzCon for Overwatch 2 were very kind of disjointed. Like, a lot of people still don't know what's going on. Overwatch 1, Overwatch 2. The game's called Overwatch. Why they didn't go down the path of Overwatch, then give it an expansion name. Overwatch Second Strike was one I liked. Overwatch 0 Hour, that was the name of the cinematic. There's loads of things they could have done. Calling it Overwatch 2 implies a completely new game, when really this is a PvE expansion. But I think what Blizzard are doing is saying, hey guys, actually, we are giving you PvP stuff still. So even though the main message is PvE for Overwatch 2, oh, but wait, we've still got a new PvP mode. The problem I've got is, why isn't this mode in the game now? And I'm really worried because, yeah, sure, you keep it for your Overwatch 2 announcement, you keep it for Overwatch 2. The worry I've got is we're going to go into a period now where there's like a year and a half of nothing for Overwatch, and we're just waiting for Overwatch 2. I don't want that to happen. I'm hoping what they do is they drip feed us Overwatch 2 updates along with Overwatch 1, new heroes and stuff like that. One thing I still hope they do is keep bringing out heroes. I don't want there to be like one new hero and then there's nothing until Overwatch 2 launches. I think the other thing as well, most likely the reason why this isn't in the game now, is they are working on additional maps. So we've only got Toronto. They're probably, well, we know they're working on other maps. We've seen the concept art, and they are push maps. I think there's going to be 4 in total. So when those come out, there'll be 4 different maps to play this mode on. Sorry, Tracer. But it's a cool mode, guys. Like, I can't sit here and say this is a bad mode. This is an unbalanced mode, because we just literally don't know. We can only speculate on the way the game's going to play. But it is a fun mode. It's a hectic mode. It promotes brawl gameplay way more so than Payload and Hybrid does. Hybrid does over the initial point. unlock, I guess, to some extent, but even then you're going into a hunkered down enemy position. There is no hunkered down enemy position at the start of this map or this game mode. You are having to literally rush in to fight over the bot. That's the first fight. Get the bot moves forward. When you die, when you've got different payload positions unlocked, you unlock a different spawn room location, and then you can start pushing forward again. Although I think we're still spawning from the original one here. Maybe, did we spawn from the original payload there? Maybe we did. You know what, let me just go back and check that. Maybe we did. I know there's separate spawn locations for this. Let's have a look. Yeah, so I die. Do I spawn back at the original point? Possibly I do. I think I did. I think I did spawn in the spawn. No, okay, there you go. So this is the additional spawn location. So even that confused me a little bit, but I am talking quite a bit, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, your spawn location does change, as I did touch on earlier on in the video. But now we've got a more advanced spawn position, so we're not spawning right back at the original spawn, so we can get to the fight a little bit quicker. So you're always kind of the same distance away, in a way, you get what I'm saying? So you don't have these like massive long run backs, which is cool. But yeah, I really like this mode, guys. After playing it, I like it, and I think I would like to have played this mode a lot more at BlizzCon. I wasn't given the opportunity, which is always annoying with BlizzCon. They give you not a lot of time to sort of check stuff out. We're thrown in at the deep end. Here's a new PvE mode. Here's the PvP, and you're just given like an hour to try and formulate your opinions on it, and it's very difficult. Show floor stuff is always difficult. It's very hectic. Like from what you guys see, like yeah, it looks like we just literally sit there and turn on the stream. It's not. There's loads of stuff that goes on. Also, the tip UI is now animated. Awesome. But yeah, I think this is cool, right? But my only issue I've got with this is, why don't we have this already? Overwatch has been out for years and years and years. Why haven't they been giving us new PvP modes? Because that was the core of the game. Let me know what you think about this, guys, in the comments below. I think as a game mode, they're definitely onto a winner. This is a good game mode. It's going to be fun to see this in the game. I'm not sure when it comes out, because I think it's pretty much tied in with Overwatch 2. So yeah, I guess we'll watch Seagulls play the game, and then we'll get out of here, ladies and gentlemen. They're also, I guess there's also update. This is a bit confusing, this video, because we're waiting for updates to come on PTR and updates to go onto the live server for map pools and stuff like that. So stay tuned for updates on that. But there you go, guys. It is a fun game mode, and I want to play it now. Catch you on the next one. Doodaloo.